And we are rolling on October 5th, 2017 here at UCLA, where it's a beautiful day. The sunshine is shining. Eat your heart out, New York. And we're about to hear from Nolan, who's going to share with us his respect speech. Oh, do we have a timer? Do you have an Apple? Great. If you could just time it, that would be great. Thank you so much. Okay, just for the new people, we have a little drill where your feet are wider than your shoulders. It's called the power stance. So you're like a tripod. You can't be tipped over. You won't sway. You have your hands nicely by your side. That's good. You're communicating respect non-verbally. You will look around the room and say to yourself, I respect my audience. Find friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name. Feel the love. Start your speech.
All right, I'm Nolan.
Hi, Nolan.
So, a show of hands. How many of you have been told to treat people how you'd like to be treated? Most, if not all of you. So, I was, just like you, I was taught that at a very young age. So, a little background. For the past about 12 years, I've been an athlete. I played football. And when you talk to coaches, it's all about respect, right? If anyone's ever played a sport before, correct? So, about that, and this past summer, I stopped playing football for medical reasons, and I decided to become a coach, and I'm a coach at my old high school. So I had to decide, what kind of coach did I want to be? Could be that hard ass that just thinks he's better than everyone, that no one really likes, or I could be that coach that's a bit too friendly with the players, where they don't really command respect, but I wanted to be somewhere in the middle. So, for me, it's a great feeling with my kids, at least. You know, they come up to you after every practice, every game, whether it's a good day or a bad day. They come up, shake your hand, say, thank you, coach. They look you in the eye, and sometimes they ask questions. It's honestly just a great feeling. You know, they're wanting to learn, they're wanting to get better every single day, and they're just working their asses off for you. It's a great feeling. But then, there are some, bad things that'll happen. Not necessarily with players, but with coaches. So I would be seen as typically a young coach, about half the age of the other coaches on the staff. So one day, it was during our summer, and so we're just we're learning everything. Everything's starting to go well. And so our head coach comes over while me and the other line coach, we're about the same age, so he comes over and just decides to just kind of overrule us on what we do. It's I get it a little bit, but so we didn't say anything to the coach. We wanted to talk to him after. So we decided we just talked to him we looked him straight in the eyes and Coach, next time, come to us before you go talking to the kids. You're making us look bad, and it's extremely disrespectful to have someone just do that to you. And you'd think that's about as bad as it gets, but the worst experience I've had with this was actually a few weeks ago during one of our games. In games, it gets a little heated with everybody. You know, everyone's on edge. You're trying to win a football game. So one of our players gets a penalty. And everyone just starts berating him, yelling at him. I felt bad for this kid. So he comes off the field. I try and talk to him. But there's one of our coaches. I pull him away while he's being yelled at. I'm just talking to him about what he can fix. Our coach decides to just grab me and hey, don't ever rip a player away from me while I'm talking. I was I just kind of avoided it at the moment because I didn't want to start anything. And that's probably the worst instance you can have. So that's why I like to look at, treat everyone how you'd like to be treated. You know, if you talk to someone just plain and you look them in the eye, they will respect you for that. It might not always work out, but in the end, I think it'll go just fine.
Okay. Let's start on this side with Sydney. What did you like, Sydney?
Sydney.
Hi, Sydney.
How you engaged the audience a lot. It was really engaging to watch how you kind of talked to us in the beginning. You asked us to raise our hands and all that. I think that was good. You had a good pace when you were speaking, so it was nice and clear to understand.
Yes, it was a nice pace. What was the time?
3:57.
3:57. Great. An improvement.
My name's Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
And the way you could have improved was to maintain more eye contact with the audience. I saw you many times. You were just talking. You were talking to us, but looking down at your hands, trying to recall the experience. I understand that, but if you could just do a bit more eye contact.
All right.
Great. We'll do an exercise for you, Nolan, in just a moment to help you improve. One of the things that you will see tonight when you watch yourself on YouTube is, despite being in the power stand, you still are doing a little swaying. So you want to try to lock your legs a little bit more so you don't do the swaying, okay? So you just stay firm. Well, I liked your speech and your stories. What I would like to have heard more of is how you use the mantra, I respect you, to integrate and to work with the kids you're now coaching. And that, I guess, was a given, but you didn't really say you were doing it and saying it all the time. And so I wondered about that. See? So you need to make the assignment more overt so you explain. So that's the first thing. The second thing is your narrative, Nolan. You want to say, as a preview, hey folks, after your little introduction with your hand raising and telling us your history of being injured and becoming a, is it high school?
Yeah.
Football coach. You want to say, so I did an experiment where I was told to repeat the mantra, I respect you, silently to myself 10,000 times. And I'm going to report to you the good, the bad, the ugly with your voice. So your narrative is clear to us so we can follow you better. On the good, you indicated that you've decided not to be the old-fashioned style, I guess, Vince Lombardi kind of tough guy coach, and to be more respectful to the players, and this has paid off. Now, I'm just assuming you tell the kids silently you respect them, and then this comes to fore that they thank you after each practice and ask you questions. That's good if that's happening. On the bad and the ugly, I think what I'm seeing, and I guess this just happens, and I see this similarly in debate coaching situations where you hire an assistant coach and you really want to be a head coach and you can't wait to get there, and yet it's, you have to sometimes, and you have to defer to the head coach, whatever he's doing. So if the head coach is talking to somebody, it's not your place to interrupt him or her and, pull a kid away. And then the ugly, and that's the other thing. I think it's real good the way you went privately said, you should tell us privately not to overrule us. And I don't know what his reaction was or what he said, but you know, that was a good way to handle it rather than to handle it right out in front there, in front of everybody. So then you say, so now you needed a summary, so now I've told you the good, the bad, the ugly. And that needed to be stressed with your voice as you went through each one. So what did I learn with your voice? And then say that, and then a summary, conclusion, and tie back. So good presentation. You have a strong presence, which is good. Let me do a practice for you now with eye contact. We're going to ask you to make 5 seconds of eye contact, which is the amount of eye contact that you need to make. The optimal level is 3 to 5 seconds, and then you move on to somebody else. And we'll start over here with Sydney, and I want you to work your way across the room, and I want you to talk and tell us about your morning. And let me see if I can, with my little tricky camera here, get a close-up of your eyes. There we go. Thank you. Here we go. Yeah.